welcome to another episode of Harp at Home with myself, Rachel here. We are on our fourth series and we're on the fourth workshop of the series and really the last workshop of part one of this series. It's just before Christmas. Christmas is not far off at all and we're going to take a wee bit of break and we'll be back after the holidays for part two with another 4 workshops. So what do we have in store for today? So we are on our third workshop where we're going on the road. First time that we were on the road, we were in Everton in the Black Isle. Then last week we just moved a few miles west to Dingwall, which is really the kind of county town, I guess, of Rossshire in the Highlands. We're now going to go a little bit further northwest. We're going to travel an hour further northwest over the Geary, which is the A835, and we're going to head to Ullapool, which is where I was born and brought up, so a place very close to my heart. And today we're going to be meeting one of my oldest friends, my friend Kim Richard. So we've been best friends, or we were best friends as children really. There was a crowd of 4 of us who used to kind of hang around together. We used to play music together, we used to dance together, hang out after school, walk to school, walk back from school together. So it was great to be reunited with her, and I must apologise, we do get a little bit giggly at the start of the interview. So yeah, let's head up now and we'll meet her, and we're going to learn really about Ullapool and the kind of creative things that are going on there and how she's part of it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy meeting someone from my past, and let's head on and meet her.
City forts, lace up skates, bloody knees, wandering lost in the hills, roaming wild, bothies and biscuits and rain. Still we smiled and we ran and we played, pleading let us all stay. And we ran round and round, come what may. But as darkness was falling, our little legs stalling, sweet dreams would soon be on their way. Then more the next day. Years gone by, passing tide. Years gone by, passing tide. We were to watch Bugsy Malone on repeat, sing along with Tomorrow, watch Annie's swift feet, then out to the garden to find
Okay, hello, welcome to another Harp at Home kind of wee chit chat bit on the road, and I'm here with my friend Kim Richards.
Hello.
Am I squeaky? How are you doing, Kim?
I know, I'm
Sorry, this
squeaky.
could be a bit of a giggly interview. So me and Kim have known each other since we were like, I don't know, 4? Yeah,
Three,
play
4?
school, because you were the class below me.
I was, yeah.
And then we became pally when Ailey moved up the road from me. And then we all started walking to school together.
That's true, yes.
And then hanging out.
Yeah.
Every
Country dancing.
country dance.
Highland dancing.
Yes. Meeting at the park at 2 o'clock every Saturday.
And we did a business as well. Friendship
the business?
bracelets.
Oh, I
Do you
forgot
remember
about that. Yeah, friendship bracelets.
still got the
that was,
threads.
I was in P7.
Oh, were we that young?
Yeah. Yeah, because so I remember going to, and I was doing beads as well, and I remember some of them fell to bits and some folk with their bunny back. So we're both self-employed now, which is
Yes.
pretty good. But we did do, we did dancing together.
Yeah, we did.
So we've kind of grown up as friends, but also kind of both ended up as self-employed in the arts and things. So we're here in Ullapool, which is where we both grew up. And I have some photos actually to show you.
Oh,
So we were
my
mentioning, so we
goodness.
did Highland dancing together, which I pestered my parents to let me to go to Highland dancing for you. I used to like practice Highland dancing to like
capercaillie and runrig and things like that. And you guys used to teach me in the play, and then we were eventually. So I have this lovely photo.
Why were
I'll
you
show it
not
on screen
allowed?
as well.
Oh,
You remember that, the peers?
Oh my goodness.
Look at us in our, because we weren't good enough to have the waistcoats yet. Me in the red kilt and you behind me in the purple.
Oh wow.
With everyone. And Paula and Christine with their nice
Paul and
waistcoats.
Christine with their waistcoats, yeah.
So we used to do Highland dancing
Oh, wow.
with the, and we I don't think we were actually that good. We thought we were amazing, but I think in the grand scheme of things,
I think we were pretty good.
well, we were just to do display dancing, and we used to go around with the pipe band,
Yep.
and we used to go in the coach shits of the pipe band, and your brother Andrew and Peter McGregor,
Yeah.
who now plays pipes for the army randomly.
does, yeah.
I hear about him every now and then.
Not my brother.
Yeah,
Peter.
no. And they used to tell us ghost stories at the back of the
Oh my
bus
gosh, yeah.
and scare us something
Yeah.
rotten when we were like 10 years old.
Do you remember that really scary trip around the Bialach?
The Balaclava and Applecross.
And everybody had to go to one side of the bus.
You were crying.
I think you were crying.
No, you were crying.
I'm not scared of heights.
The Bialaclava is like this road in Applecross which goes like that, and it's a really silly idea to take like a big massive
Yeah.
bus down it.
That wasn't good.
And it took us a long time to negotiate it, and
Yeah.
it was we all thought we were going to die.
It was quite, because if you fell down that in a vehicle, you wouldn't survive.
No.
So
Trauma
Yeah.
of
Oh,
Highland
man.
dancing trips.
almost as traumatic as that.
Yeah, and we also
photo.
used to, you mentioned earlier, we also did Scottish country dancing.
Oh.
Our outfits, I'm afraid, were not quite as good. So we were at the top there, look at us holding the cup.
Check us out. We look so proud.
I know, you with your bobbed hair
Oh man.
in the top holding onto it, and me in the middle with the cup with my big eyebrows and rosy cheeks and freckles.
Look at Vicky and I trying to steal the cup off you.
I know, and we Innes in the middle as
Oh
well.
my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, we're now reminiscing an old. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I found this yesterday, so it's cool. But yeah, we kind of grew up together, and I left the village when I was around 16, which was completely heartbreaking at the time because we were all really close friends. But we all kind of kept in touch because a lot of the stuff, like we used to go to Fèis Ross, which is like the traditional kind of music thing. So I used to see you every October.
Yeah.
Without fail,
Yeah.
in Gairloch.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The Sand
senior
Hotel.
Fèis. Yes.
Yeah.
Where like chasing the boys again. We did take our music seriously as well because you at the time were playing fiddle,
Yes. And it would always be fiddle, singing. Actually, quite a few different things I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great thing about the Fèis though, isn't
Yes.
it? You can
Yeah.
just try.
and because you got fiddle lessons, and I always remember you singing in Gaelic,
Yeah.
like Heman and Mòr-Bheanna,
Yes,
and all things like that was like your
that
classic.
was my favourite.
Yeah.
But you know, you at the end of every Fèis, without fail, Rachel would come and give a massive hug with bright red teary eyes. You would always
Bawling
be
my
bawling
eyes
your eyes
out.
Like I think we all were, but you definitely. Yes, you were always
Yeah.
very.
And because we had to learn the Fèis song, and I could never sing it because I was
man,
just so
I know.
upset
Do
at
you
like
know, there's
the
some
cross bit.
I still hear some of those songs and they
Uh-huh.
give me like goosebumps.
Yeah, some of the ones. Yeah,
What's the one?
Fern being Heen.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh, I
there was
can't
one they
remember.
did actually as a Fèis song again. It
Uh-huh.
came back around, and it was I was teaching at that Fèis and it was just oh my gosh, it's like you go
Memories.
full circle.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Because we both now have had the opportunity to teach at Fèis Ross, which is really cool. But that's when you get to the Friday night and you're like, yes, it's done. It's like you're
I
not
want to
yes, it's done, but
continue.
you're just like, yeah, we're
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
No tears because you know you'll be back, and that's been
Yeah.
a really cool thing actually,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like a big family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now, so when I left the village, not long after, you went to Plockton, is
Yes.
that right? So could you tell us about what Plockton is?
Plockton is the National Centre of Excellence in Traditional Music. And I think the first year was 2000 and I went the second year, so I was 2001 to 2002. So I just
That
went
would
for my
make sense
sixth
because when I was in my sixth year, it was the first year because I
Yes.
remember being in Edinburgh and Mum saying, "Would you want to go?"
Yeah.
Because Gillian Fleetwood went and taught
She did.
Clarstock, and Ewan Robertson from Braybeck was there.
Yeah.
But I remember being too traumatised. Like I was just like, I've only just settled into the city. I think it'd be too
Yeah.
traumatic to do yet another move But yeah, and that was that a really kind of big kind of thing for you?
It was
to
really
like,
great. Yeah, so you get like specialist tuition on different instruments. Mine, I chose the piano and the whistle.
Yeah.
So I had Andy Thorburn and Dougie
yes.
Pincock as tutors, and that was good
Excellent.
fun. And yeah, I just met some of my bestest friends there actually that year. It was amazing. Myself and Myrid both went from Ullapool High School there at the same time, which was really good. Because it's quite daunting going from a school of like, I don't know, 200 pupils to Plotton High School, which had about 400.
I didn't realise it was bigger.
Yeah. I know, we were like...
we were talking in the car on the way up to here, and I was talking about how when I moved from Ullapool to 200 pupils to 1,500 pupils in Edinburgh, which is insane.
That's massive.
But like it is a thing, and it's that weird thing where all of a sudden you don't know everybody by name. Because in Ullapool High School, because it was so small, you literally knew everyone.
Exactly.
The first years came in, you were like, okay, who are they? Who did you learn their names?
Yeah.
Sorry, we were digressing. So you went to Plotton, and then after then,
yes,
you went to Glasgow.
I did.
Go after a while.
I had a year and a half of Glasgow Uni doing French and history and film and TV studies, and thought, what am I doing? I really enjoyed it, but actually it was Celtic civilization that was my favourite.
Right.
And I thought, but then I thought, gonna come out with a degree in Celtic Civ, and it felt didn't feel like maybe the right path, so I took some time out and then got into art school. I did Bridge House Art at Ullapool, the portfolio course.
Oh yes,
with Eleanor White.
Yep.
Oh, it's amazing. I'd recommend that to anybody. And luckily got a place at the Glasgow School of Art.
Amazing.
So did my degree there in illustration.
And now you've settled back up here.
Yeah.
And you're kind of splitting your time between doing music and art.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I trained as an art teacher. So I teach secondary art and then taught down south for a while, and then a job opportunity came up to work with my old art teacher. Well, the art teacher that taught, she's not old, but the art teacher that taught us, Miss Strachan. So it was really amazing. I was doing a maternity cover, and that was so, I couldn't not come and do that.
The opportunity to move home, like
to come to the school that you went to and teach, and then I knew within like 2 months I didn't want to leave Ullapool. I knew it was time to come back. Because although like I was in the city, what was it, 13 years or something down there just came a point I'd come home and I would always be so inspired here, but it didn't feel like the right time, and I didn't think I would be staying, but it was really quick. It was because
Ullapool's really become, I think, even since we left, I mean, we're years gone now from the village, but not only like the kind of music that's flourished here, but like the art scene. Yeah. Like with the kind of with Eleanor White's kind of portfolio, that's kind of where that kind of started. I remember going there as a child even to doing courses and stuff when she kind of started that off, and that's been a real kind of centre. And there's been a lot of local artists coming up now. Yeah. And is it Antala Solace, which is closed temporarily, but they've got their. They're still very active with their A to Z.
Yeah, that's
thing that's happening
and
just
my
now.
Partner. We were involved in that. We both did a letter for that alphabet, which was really cool. But yeah, the Antala Solace is still going because their building is the old library. Yeah. But they had a space where they do exhibitions and a shop. Yeah. But that isn't happening anymore, so they're searching, or they're going to expand on the space at the library. So that's good. So it's not completely kaput. It's just going through a transition. Yeah. Yes. But they do some great community art projects, like really good stuff. So it's been it's really nice to be involved with that times. So
And there's gallery space still in the village though. We're down at the Cayley Place. Yes. So if you've been to Ullapool before, the Cayley Place is kind of a hub of kind of culture in the village, owned by the Urquhart family, and it has a wonderful restaurant, has a bookshop. It's where a lot of the gigs happen in the village, and they have a great New Year's party as well. Beautiful place to stay, a couple of bars, and a gallery space which you're exhibiting in just now.
Yes. Yeah. So the exhibition's called Wings Water West, and it's a joint exhibition with Sarah Garnett. She's a lovely artist who also runs the shop Yard, just opposite the Cayley place.
Oh yes, I know her.
So she's a really, like, her shop, if you haven't been in it, Yard is just such an absolute gem of a place, so many beautiful things. And yeah, so we named it that, thinking about the things that really inspire us around here, and definitely Kai was looking at things that from very close up to sort of far away, so that's why there's the idea of wings, water, west, because we're on the west coast, and we both really like drawing birds.
Really interesting for me as well. We've got a couple of your pieces in our flat in Glasgow. My mum and dad have, and just seeing how it's developed and how you're doing different things.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to just at the moment childcare issues in Ullapool are meaning that it's not as easy for me to do self-employed stuff. My time, I need to be really careful with my time and when I do things. But yeah, just trying to branch out and try new things and go back to the printmaking and mixed media and
And you've got busy things coming up, because you've got your CD. We'll put a link in the YouTube comments, and you'll have one in your PDF download with your sheet music of the today's tune to Kim's music, because you recorded an album. Yeah. Not that was it. Oh no, was it 2019? I'm so lost with years just now.
Yeah, it was 2000 and was it 19?
Yeah, it must have been, because I remember getting it through the post.
Yeah. And that seems like such a long time ago, but it still feels like we had the pandemic and I was pregnant and then had a baby. I will go and perform that more perhaps, but actually there's other things I've got plans for, I think, which I might put first. Yes.
Well, you can check out Kim's music, and of course we'll put the link into the art, because you have prints and various like postcards and tea towels and various things. Yeah, lots of things happening.
Yeah, I just trying out some different things. It's nice to see my work on, mugs and coasters and postcards, greeting cards. Just trying things out. Yeah. Baby bibs.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Amazing. Well, listen, Kim, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I know. Like, been good to kind of natter. It's been wonderful to reconnect, and great to see what all you're up to now.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good.
So I hope you coped with the kind of giggleness at the start of that kind of workshop, and you enjoyed seeing some old photos of me and Kim when we were younger as well there. Really just lovely to see another one of my friends kind of flourishing as a self-employed musician and artist, and also someone who's really passionate about teaching as well, passing on her skills to other people. So I do highly recommend you check out her music and her artwork as well. Of course, there's going to be links to all of this as ever in the YouTube comments and in the PDF of your sheet music. Now, please do remember to download the sheet music. It really does help support me as a musician. Do remember to subscribe to Harp at Home on YouTube and follow the Facebook page, and of course sign up to the newsletter. So what's our tune going to be today? Well, it's connected to Kim. It's a beautiful Gaelic song called Heman and Mòr-Bheanna. You might have heard me mention it in our wee chat there. It's always a song that Kim used to sing. We used to get asked to kind of sing and perform at lots of local ceilidhs and things when we were little. I would get to play Clarsach, she would sing, and she'd always sing Heman and Mòr-Bheanna. And I can still like hear her now kind of singing it. And it's a really popular song, actually. It's a very kind of popular Gaelic song. It was written in 1856 by John Cameron, who's also known as Iain Og Raid or Iain Og Raid. He was from Ballachulish, which is a nice little connection to me because Ballachulish is where this harp was made from. So John Cameron, or Iain Og Raid, was the bard to the clan Cameron, and he wrote this song in 1856. And really the song, the actual kind of lyrics, I'm going to give you that in your PDF, the Gaelic and both the translation, is kind of talking about the land around Ballachulish. The title, Heman and Mòr-Bheanna, means I will see the big mountains, Mòr being big. And it's also kind of known as the mist-covered mountains because the song kind of talks about the misty peaks of the mountains in that area. And it's a beautiful area there. I really do highly recommend, if you're going up the west coast, to drive through Glencoe and Ballachulish, pop in and see Starfish. They just have the most stunning view from their studio. In fact, we did actually pop in and see Starfish a few episodes ago. I can't remember what series it was on, but we did do that as part of Harp at Home. So the song kind of talks about missing this kind of area in Ballachulish. It's really, really beautiful. Now, you might also know an English version of this song called Hush Hush Time to Be Sleeping. That was actually written by Jim McLean in 1963. Jim is a fantastic folk singer. He's based down in London now, actually, and that's very commonly heard. He used the old melody to write this. So you might know this tune as Hush Hush Time to Be Sleeping. When I'm teaching it, I'm going to kind of take you through the melody, but I'm also going to spend a little bit of time on kind of doing some improvisation with you. Just giving you a little bit of tips on how you can add your own instrumental to your own arrangements, okay, and do a little bit of improvising over it, encouraging you to explore and being a little bit more creative when you're playing. It's really just a few, as I say, a few little tips, a wee kind of helping kind of wee hand on kind of ideas that you can do that, and you'll see that in your PDF as well. So I'm going to play it to you first. This is Heman and Mòr-Bheanna, I will see the big mountains. I hope you liked the sound of that one. Let's head over for the final time, actually, in 2021 to the green screen, and we'll give it a play together. Welcome to the green screen for the final time in 2021. Hope this has been helping you manage to clearly see what notes I've been playing as ever in these workshops. So let's get on with it. We have Heman and Mòr-Bheanna, a beautiful Gaelic song. And this tune is in the Dorian mode of A minor, which means you need to put your harp into A trad minor and sharpen the sixth, which is F sharp, which means for me, my harp is tuned to E flat major. I therefore have E, A and B levers engaged, and my F sharp. If your harp is tuned to C major, you have your F sharp engaged. Okay, so you have F sharps in this tune. It shares the same key signature as G major, and you could say that it has the same key signature as G major, but the tune's not in G major. It's very much kind of got that minor-y kind of sound to it. So I'm going to play you the melody again. Now, when we learn this, I'm going to be teaching you a version that has a couple of chord notes joined in with your right hand, okay? For just now, I'm not going to play those chord notes because, as ever, the reason why I'm playing you the melody just now is to help you get more familiar with it so it's easier when we're learning it. So I'm just going to play the actual melody. Have a listen. Okay, so let's start off with the first phrase. I'm now going to play that first phrase to you again. I'm going to add in the chord shapes of my right hand. If you don't want to play these chord shapes, it's okay. You just need to play the top note from the chord instead, because that's the lead note of the melody. Have a listen. Nice, okie dokie. So we are starting off. We're actually going to have, our right hand is going to be making the notes of an A minor inversion, okay, and it's going to be the second inversion if you want to be, the first inversion, my goodness me, if you want to be technical. That means you have your third finger on C, second on E, and thumb on A, okay, so it's that A which is the actual note of the melody, and we're filling out notes with our right hand. So we're going to have C, E, A after 3. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Now we're going to have our second note of the melody, which is another A, and we're going to fill it out with a D and an F. So we have a D triad. Okay, because that's a harmony that's going to be happening in our left hand. For our first bar, we're going to have that A chord. 1, 2, 3, D, 2, 3. Let's have a go. So C, E, A, then moving to D, F, and A. And I'm using 3, 2, 1 just now for both of those, and rolling them if you can. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Reset. Let's go for it again. 1, 2, 3. C, E, A. 2, 3. D triad. Lovely. Have a listen to the next bit. I've kind of been looking at the fingering and how I play this. With a lot of this, I'm going to be leading on the first beat of the bar with my thumb. It means I'm going to be hopping my thumb quite a lot, but to me it just it's kind of Mòr-Bheanna. I guess it's kind of feeling that strong first beat. This tune, as well as being a kind of Gaelic song in an air, is used as a Gaelic waltzes. Now, if you were tuning in last week to the workshop about Altan dubh, I mentioned about the Gaelic waltzes. This is another tune which is used as a Gaelic waltz in Keelys, and that first beat, of course, of the bar is that kind of strong beat, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's why I'm choosing to use my thumb and kind of naturally doing this. I guess that's where I'm feeling this tune. So, sorry, sidetracked there with a wee bit of fingering. Thumb up on the top E, and we're going to go E, A, B. So you could use 1, 3, 1. I like to use my thumb on the E, then use my 2 and 1 on A, B. Okay, let's count to 3 and we'll give it a go together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, A, B. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Nice one. And now we're going to be going down A, G, E. So we're avoiding that black F. You know, I'm always kind of looking for these colour patterns. And that's going to be the same rhythm as we just played there. So it's going to go 1, 2, and 3. Let's give it a go together. A, G, E. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. together. So we have E, A, B, A, G, E. After 3. 1, 2, 3. 2. Reset, we'll go again. 1, 2, 3. Lovely, so that's our first line of the song. Let's put those two bits together. Remember we had our 2 chords, which were C, E and A, and then it moved to a D triad, so your thumb is always staying in the A because those 2 A's are the first 2 notes. So if you're doing the easy version, you can just play those 2 A's. After 3, our first line. 1, 2, 3. 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. Nice, one more time. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Have a listen to our next bit. This is our next line. Okay, so there's a little bit of similarities. Rhythmically, it's all the same rhythm as what we did for our first line. So we're going to actually start our first bit, everything down a note. So now we're going to be on an inversion of a G chord. First inversion of a G chord. So that means third in B, second in D, and thumb is on the G. So we're going to have that hold for 3. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Keep your third finger on the B. Move your second to the E, and your thumb stays in the G. So we're in B, E and G, and this is an inversion of an E chord. If you think of what notes are in an E triad, E, G and B, E, G and B, you have them all there. So second inversion of an E chord. After 3, E, A, B, E and G. 1, 2, 3. Nice. So you're moving your second finger up there to the E. Let's go for that again. So we have B, D, G, and then B, E, G. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go for it again. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Next bit is kind of similar to what we had in our first part. Same rhythm as well. Thumb and B, second and A, and we're going to go B, A, B. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Reset, let's go again. So B, A, B. Wobbling back between our thumb to thumb. You ready? 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to end it in the same way as our first line did. Down those 3 white notes, A, G, E. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice, let's try that again. So B, A, B, and then down from the A, G, E. 1, 2, 3. Reset. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Good work. Let's try all of that second phrase. So we have B, D, G, then B, E, G for the chords at the start. 1, 2, 3. 3, B, E, G, 2, 3, B, A, B. And down A, G, E. Nice. Let's see if we can go from the start. So remember our start began C, E, A, and then a D triad. E, A, B, and down our usual A, G, E. After 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, D, 2, 3. 2, 3. Good. Remember, you can pause, rewind, rewatch if you need to. Have a listen to our next bit. Third line. We're going to start with our thumb on C, and that's because if you think about it, our third is finished in this E there, so it's natural for us to connect up by using our thumb on the C. We're going to go with C for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. And while you're playing that C, cross your second under to D and your thumb onto E. We're going to play our D for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to play up E, F, G. Now our thumb is on E already, so we're going to cross under to F and G. Okay, so your thumb on C for 3, second on D for 3, and you're going E to F, G. So we're working up 5 notes using 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So only using our thumb on our second finger, but starting crucially with our thumb because of where we were the phrase before. Let's have a go. I'm going to count to 3. We're going to do this round a few times, so if you want to listen to the rhythm just now, that's okay. After 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, F, G. Reset. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, F, G. Third time. It's always good to do things in threes. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. E to F, G. And we're going to hop down. Okay, remember I was always kind of saying leading with my thumb. I mean, you could go 2, 3, 4, but I like the feeling of you leading with my thumb on this tune, and it helps actually with what's going on in the left hand. B, A, G, down those 3 whites. B to A, G, and again, leading with that same rhythm. B, A, G, you ready? 1, 2, 3. B to A, G. Reset, let's just try those again. 1, 2, 3. B to A, G. Nice work. Let's try it all of that third line. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice work. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Let's see if we can go from the start. We're going to keep repeating around this bit so we're all sure about it. So C, E, A, and then the D triad. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. G, B, A, B, and down A, that one's C, E, F, G. Lovely. Have a listen to our ending line now, our last line, our fourth line. Okay, so a little bit of a different rhythm here. We've got a kind of snap in it, kind of showing that this is a Gaelic, Highland Gaelic tune. So 3, 2, 1 on A, B, and E. So third on A, second on B, thumb on E, and we're going to have that same rhythm, that going 1, 2, and 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Pop down 3 in a row on D, C, and B. This is where our snap is going to go 1 and down. So 1 and 2, 3. After 3, so we're snapping on the D and C. Well, it's not your didum kind of snap, but a kind of gentler snap, I guess. Your kind of waltzy snap after 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2, 3. Place on again. 1, 2, 3. D, C, B. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2, 3. Nice. Let's add on the A, B, E. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more time. A, B, E. 1, 2, 3. Good, and our ending is going to come up, finish with 2 A's, but we're going to introduce the same 2 chords as we had at the start. So that's our A inversion and our D triad. C, E, A, and then your D triad. So exactly the same 2 chords that we started with, both lasting for 3 beats. Let's see if we can add those on to that bit that we just did for our 4th and final line. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. D triad. Nice. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Good. Lovely. Will we see if we can do the whole of the melody then? So remember you started C, E, A, and then your D triad, and then E, A, B, and then A, G, E. Our second phrase, our second line started D, or B, D, G, B, E, G, B, A, B, and then down. Then we had these longer notes, 1, 2, 3 up the 5 from C to G, and then down B, A, G. 4th line that we just did with our snap, down from the D, C, B, and finishing with the same chords, or the 2 A's if you're doing the straightforward way. Okay, let's give it a go. After 3, all of the melody with these kind of additional chords in. 1, 2, 3. Nice one. Okay, so I'm going to play you all of that with the left hand now, and we're going to work that out, and then we're going to have a look at the kind of improvisational section that I kind of did. I have written out what I played for you, very kind of straightforward. I mean, it's improvisation, it's kind of planned improvisation and kind of structured improvisation. I'm going to give you some tips on how to handle this and to kind of help you build up this idea, and then also a way of kind of breaking down this arrangement to make it even simpler for whether you're going to start with the simple version or end with the simple version, which is what I did. Okay, so yeah, let's go back and I'm going to play you the whole tune with the left hand now. Sit back and have a wee rest as I do this. So we're starting off, if you think about what was going on in our right hand, we had an A chord inversion and a D chord. So with our left hand, we're going to introduce an A chord too, and we're actually going to play part of the rhythm with our right hand. So this is a little bit where you have to be aware about where the melody is. So remember, that is our note lasting for 3 beats, but have a listen to what's going to happen. We're going to actually use those notes again as part of the accompaniment. We've got an A158 in our left hand, so A, E, A. We should be very kind of confident with that pattern now, 4, 2, 1. And we follow it, of course, with that chord that was going on in our right hand. And if you look at your left hand there, well, combined with your right hand, you've got a big A kind of chord going on. So we're going to go the 158 underneath that first, but then we're going to play those melody notes again. But you have to be aware that they're part of the left hand. So you want it to kind of flow up from what you're playing in your left hand. So don't kind of be going like it's a separate part. You want it to flow on, so dynamically keep it at the kind of the same level, the same volume. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let's see if we can have a go of that together. 1, 2, 3. 1 again. So you're pulling all of those and then playing up them as after your left hand plays. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. We're going to have the same idea with the next bit. So remember, our right hand is on a D triad. We're going to go down to a low D158. So D, A, D, right down in the bottom of your harp if you can. Have a listen to how this will go this time. And you're playing up those notes as part of the accompaniment chords. Let's see if we can do that. 1, 2, 3. One more time, that D chord. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Let's see if we can put that together then. An A chord and a D chord. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. We're going to carry on with the same harmony in our left hand. So we're going to do another A chord and a D chord, but we're going to extend them. Have a listen to how that works with the melody. Okay, so I've been using these extended chords in a lot of my playing. I'm sure some of you will be familiar with them. So it's the 4-2-1 chord, 1-5-8 chord, cross under, add the next two notes on. B, C for the A chord, so you're E, A, E. Cross second one under, add on the B, C, and your D chord is down below, D, A, D. Adding on E, F. Nice, so let's see if we can work this out. So our the A158 part of it is going to go with that E. The next two notes in our melody are A and B, and that's when we add on our extra notes in the melody. And handily enough in our left hand, it's going to work 2 and 1 together. So it'll sound like this. Let's have a go. A chord. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Our next bit goes down to A, G, E. Same kind of pattern. So the D, A, D part of the 158 is going to go with that thumb on the A. The next two notes, the G and E, are going to go with the extended notes, which are the E and the F. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Together. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Let's try that. A extended and D chord extended as well. So from there. 1, 2, 3. Nice. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So we're going to kind of be using that rhythm a lot in this tune. So let's see if we can go kind of add our big chords on at the start. All of the first line, hands together. 1, 2, 3. Good, let's do it a little bit slower actually. I'm going to count you in slower. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So next bit, we're on a G chord and an E chord. And this is going to work the same idea as we had with our first bit. So we're going to have a G extended, and we're going to play that, or sorry, not a G extended, a G158, so G, D, G, excuse me. And then you're going to go up like that, those notes that you just played. And then we're going to have an E158 underneath the next chord. And then you're going to play up those notes. So same principle as we had on our first bit. Okay, let's have a go with that. 1, 2, 3. G, E. Lovely. So a G chord and an E chord. 1, 2, 3. Good. I'm just calling these G and E chords. Technically it's a G chord and an E minor, and earlier we had an A chord, it's really an A minor chord. I'm giving them the kind of Skyby harp kind of names. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with this problem. After 3, that again, G and E. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. We're now going to go down to a C extended chord and a D extended chord. Now, the way I guess I remember the order of those chords, so if you think about it, in my head, I'm thinking that I'm going down the root notes that make up a C triad. I always kind of look for patterns in my playing. And then I play the D, which is one above where I was. So we've played the G, played the E. Now we're going to go down to a C extended and a D extended chord. And this is going to follow the same rhythm as our first bit did. So we go B, A, B, the C chord, the C 158 bit is going to go with the thumb. Extended bit with the next 2 notes. So we've got B, A, B. You ready? Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Good. Our melody now is on A, G, and E. Same principle with this D extended. So the D, A, D bit is going to go with the thumb, and then the extended bit, which is the E and the F, with the G and E. You ready? Down those A, G, E. D extended. 1, 2, 3. Let's add that together. So we've got C extended and D extended. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's put the whole of that line together. So you have a G chord and E chord. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. Let's see if we can go from the start right up to there actually. Why not? A chord, D chord, A chord, D chord. 1, 2, 3. Melody, remember where we're coming up all the way up to the G and down B, A, G. So our low notes here, we're going to moving up from A, B, C, and then to D. Okay, so that's going to be our root notes on beat 1. Okay, but we're going to make them a little bit more fancy. Careful here, you might need to try some kind of considerate damping with the damping and sliding. We've talked about that, remember, many moons ago in the Bonnie Galloway workshop. Have a listen to how this is going to work. So let's work on our pattern first. We're going to have an A and then G and C that we're going to wobble back and forth on. So we've got our A with our 4th finger, up your 2nd and your 1 to the G and C. Okay, so A, G, C, G, C. Now we're going to move up to the B and we're going to have G and D on top. So that's like a G 5th pattern. Same rhythm. Let's see if we can do our first one, the A, G and C first. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Ready with the B, G and D, you ready? 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Lovely. Now we're going to be in a C, G and E. So this is like a C10 pattern. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Lovely. And then a D158 just brushed. So we have A, G and C, B with G and D, C, G and E, and then a brush D chord. Okay, you ready? Let's give it all a go together, just that left hand pattern. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. So our A pattern and our B pattern are going to go with the C and the D. Okay, let's see if we can get those going together after 3. So the C with the A pattern, the D with the B pattern. 1, 2, 3. Good, you should be thumb on E, second on F, about to go up to the G. Yeah, this is going to go with the C. So the first 3 notes are going to go with the E. Then you're going to go together. It's a little bit more trickier. Let's have a go of that together. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And next bit the melody comes down your 3 notes here, and you've got B, A, G and a D158 in your left hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's see if we can put that line together. After 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Excellent, well done. Let's see if we can go up to there so far then. I'll do it a little bit slower than I did the last time. 1, 2, 3. G chord now, and then E chord. C. Our new bit. Lovely. Have a listen to our next bit. We're going to have an A158 extended, and then D, and then we finish in the same way that we started. Okay, so again we're returning to the harmony of A and D for this last part. Remember our melody in this had the cut on the second bar, so we had A, B, E, and down 3 from D. Then you were finishing off in the same chords that you started with. So we're going to have an A extended with the first 3 notes, A, B and E, and that's going to follow the similar pattern that we should be used to by now. So the A158 part will go with the A, then 2 together, the next 2 notes together, 2, 1. Ready? 2, 3. Let's go for it again. A158 extended in A, B and E. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. We're going to have a D extended, but our rhythm here has changed, so we need to be careful about how this matches up with our left hand. We're going to go together, and then the last notes together. So the first notes come together, D with the D, C with the A, and B with the F. So 1 and 2 and 3. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Let's put those 2 bars together. The A chord first extended with the A, B, E. 1, 2, 3. D. good. And then we're going to finish off in the same way that we started. So we have another A chord and a D chord. C, E, A. Remember how we're doing it? Going up and then playing up the right hand. D trad. Yeah? Let's just give those 2 bars a go together. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Let's even give that last line then a go. 1, 2, 3. Nice. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Nice, well done, excellent. Okay, so that's the kind of bulk of our left hand and our arrangement there. Let's see if we can do all of the tune. Yeah, we'll give it a go. So you have up your A chord, then D, A, D. Then remember the left hand pattern, I kind of said it was going down the notes from a C trad and a D. So we have a G chord, E chord, C extended, following that same rhythm pattern. Then our kind of wobbling bit where we're going up the harp, C and D. Then as we finish there, okay, so let's give it a go. We'll see how we go after 3. Nice and chilled. 1, 2, 3. Excellent, well done. Remember, you can rewind, rewatch if you want to look over any of that. So let's have a think about the kind of break sections. Now, I kind of played a wee kind of break to you that I have notated on my left hand and on the music. So I guess it's a kind of like planned kind of break improvisation thing. But what I'd like you to kind of do is kind of come up with your own kind of pattern for this. So I guess it's what chords you kind of use and what melody. Now, what I've just done is I've taken the last line of the melody, the chords, and I'm repeating that. Okay, so for my break section, I'm going to have an A chord and D. And I'm just going to go around that as my break section. So I've made a kind of actual decision, looked at what the last chords are of the last line, last part, and I'm repeating that. So you can do this in your own tunes. Perhaps you've got a tune that you want a break section in. You can do that if you want to take the last line. Or the left hand chords for the whole of a part also works well. That's a kind of pattern that I'll do with a lot of things. So have a look at your pieces. If you've got one that you decide you want to do a kind of break, or an instrumental is another way of kind of looking at it. Take your chords from the whole of a part, or maybe the whole of a last line, as I'm doing here for this song. Okay, so I've chosen to do an A chord and the D chord. Now that's all fine. What the heck do I do on top of it? So I want you to kind of try and improvise, but a lot of the time you'll kind of work out a little part and just kind of stay to it. Kind of planned improvisation, because you know roughly where you're going to go. Now, kind of a few kind of wee cheats or kind of simple solutions for this. So we're not going to kind of go full kind of jazz with our improvisation. We're going to kind of stay roughly around those 2 chords. So we have an A chord and a D chord. What you want to kind of be thinking to yourself is, what notes are in those chords? In that A chord, it's an A minor chord. We have A, C and E. If you think of the actual notes from that chord, so A, C and E. Then we have the D chord, which is D, F and A. Okay, that's a good place to start for your improvisation. You might choose to just stick to one of the notes from it. So you could have your A chord, just playing the A, and then the D chord. Play around with the rhythm, match it up with your left hand. Okay, kind of. Okay, so use those notes and kind of think about what's going on in your left hand and kind of match up. So shift from being the A chord and the D chord. You can also add passing notes in between. So my kind of a good advice is to always kind of start on one of the notes from the chord. So our first chord is an A chord, so you want to start on an A, an E, or a C. Okay, so you could kind of go scales down. Okay, so starting on the A, or you could go up. And the D, you could go up from the D. Okay, or you could go down from the D. And you can shift what note, but always kind of be aware of what notes are in those triads in the chords that you're kind of playing as a kind of shift. So let's see, like you could go down the A, and the A, and you've got a D chord, and you know that the F is part of the D chord, so you can start on the F. And then you know the next note down is an E there, that's part of the A chord. And then your next note down is actually D. So play around with that. So think of all these kind of possibilities, but kind of stick roughly, so at least your first beat or your strong beats, which remember your 1, your 2 and your 3, if you're going to start on one of those, make sure it's kind of one of the notes that's from the chord that you're actually playing. Okay, so a few kind of wee ideas of how you can build up your improvisation there. Okay, kind of play around with the rhythm as well. You can maybe do it just one note as I was doing, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So play about with the rhythm, okay? Be brave, kind of push yourself, but practice it nice and slowly, okay? Keep those chords in your head just now, okay? With your right hand, you want to kind of be leading with A, C and E, then leading with D, F or A, okay? I'm going to play around that left hand pattern for you just now, and I want you to see if you can experiment, okay? Try and do a little bit of improvisation yourself. After 3, I'm going to play those chords and do what you want with your right hand. 1, 2, 3. Around another for another time. Play another twice around these chords. Keep going. Brilliant. Okay, hopefully you managed to get to grips with that. Rewind and have another go if you want, and push yourself to try and kind of do these kind of improvisations. Although it's improvisations, as I said, it's kind of planned improvisations, still connected to the harmony that is happening in the tune, so it's not too far removed from it. We are playing traditional music here, we don't want to go too outlandish, so yeah, hopefully that will have given you a wee bit of a help. Now so just to take you through with what I actually kind of did when I was playing it to you and what is on your music, I was kind of going down in steps and actually starting on the second beat, so it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and, so that means that my A chord is starting on the A but a beat later. Then when I'm on my D chord, it means that I've matched up with the F there, which F and D, part of the D chord. Then, okay, so it's going 1. Then doing the same idea, but then a D triad. Then I had the same, but then I kept on going down, so I'm going in the C A and matching up. Okay, you can maybe have a go of that in your own time. I'm going to count to 3 just now and play it if you want to kind of play along with me, if you can get that. 1, 2, 3. So that's the kind of simple one that I kind of did in front of the fireplace and that I've notated on the arrangement for you. Now I have done a kind of second time through this arrangement. What I've done here is I've kind of looked at what the chords are and I've chilled them out. So instead of playing the big chords and the extended, I've literally just been playing them as 1/5/8. Okay, this is another way of varying your left hand. Remember, I've kind of started to talk about this quite a lot in our arrangements. So that's what the second time round the arrangement is. Same chords, same harmony, but we're just playing them as 1/5/8, and it's just creating it being a little bit, it's kind of, I guess it's kind of a little bit stiller, okay? So have a look at that again in your own time. In fact, actually, let's just play it through just now together. I'm going to count to 3, see if you can join in. So instead of having the big chords and the extended, and when we did the wobble ones actually, we're going to have 1/5/8. When you do the B, just do a B octave, because otherwise it's going to sound a wee bit weird. C, and then D. Okay? Let's see if you can just kind of, give it a wee play with me. Are you ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. A chord, 2, 3. D chord. A chord. D. G, brushed all the way up from the bottom. Yeah, that's it. And then C. And D. A. D octave for this one. E. Or sorry, C. D. A. D. And you can just kind of repeat those to fade at the end. Yeah, and it's a nice outro. So again, that's another way of kind of extending your tune, okay? Not changing things drastically, not making them harder, but simplifying them. And sometimes, sometimes less is more. This is one of these situations, so that's why I've kind of done that. So let's head back to the fireplace, and we're going to play the kind of full arrangement. We're going to start off actually, I'm going to do kind of the chords as an introduction. Okay, and then a pause, and we're in, okay? And we'll be in with our full arrangement. Okay, so I guess this kind of arrangement in this lesson is a little bit more fluid than kind of usual ones where I'm like, you must do this here. So we'll play the kind of big full arrangement, and then the kind of improvised section I'll do what I have written in the music, and then the kind of chilled out version I'm repeating the last 2 chords round and round to finish. Yeah, let's head back to the fireplace and we'll give it a go. Hi folks, welcome back to the fireplace, which has Christmas decorations because we are very close to Christmas. This is the blether section where I basically blether onto you. I hope you enjoyed learning that one, Heman, Mòr-Bheanna. Now there's a few versions as ever that I've kind of put in the PDF. One that I'd love you to try out, and this is actually going to give you a little bit of something that you can maybe do over the holidays, over the Christmas holidays. There is a link to the YouTube version that is what Mark Knopfler did, actually, as in Dire Straits. Mark Knopfler wrote the music for an amazing film called Local Hero, which was filmed, I want to say, in the 80s, maybe it was early 90s. Local Hero is this fantastic movie that was said to be set on the West Coast, although I know that a lot of it was filmed in the East Coast of Scotland. And it features this kind of guy who's sent over from America to build and source out land and convince this guy to sell land to build a big, I think it was an oil refinery or something in the West Coast. And it's just the most brilliant film. He discovers the Northern Lights there, and he gets to know the locals. He goes to a local ceilidh, and this is where you hear this song. It's played as a Gaelic waltz, and we talked about the Gaelic waltzes last week when we were learning in Altan dubh. It's used as a Gaelic waltz, and one of the lead stars is playing it on the accordion, and Mac is dragged onto the dance floor to dance along. I really encourage you to watch that YouTube video, but also to look up Local Hero over the holidays. I don't know, is it on Netflix? I'm not sure if it's available. It is available, I'm sure, somewhere, but it's a brilliant movie to watch. I really, really highly recommend you watching it. I'm probably going to watch it over the next few days. It's one that I like to watch with my parents. So I am getting on towards Christmas. This is actually my last little bit of work I have to do before Christmas. I was meant to have a concert on Sunday, which would be yesterday when you're watching this. But it has been cancelled. I think I told you about that last week. Now everybody's concerts have been cancelled because of the Omicron variant that is kind of floating around. So everyone is getting boosted super fast. So last time I saw you, I was expecting my booster maybe in January. I'm now going to get my booster in less than an hour's time, about 45 minutes time. Which is why I'm doing all this now, because I won't be able to lift my arm up tomorrow. So yeah, they've totally put on all the appointments, opened up all these centres just in a matter of days. So I immediately booked an appointment actually for next week, and then was like, nah, I'm going to move it forward. So moved it forward to today. My fiance Adam got his the other day. So yeah, everyone's getting boosted, which is really good. Not so great about this Omicron thing, as I said. Everybody's tours has been cancelled, and there's a little bit of anxiety in the air, to be honest, and amongst musicians. We're all really pretty worried, mainly because January, at the end of January, we have a big Celtic Connections festival, and everyone's got gigs this year. So I have 5 workshops at school, which I think are going to get moved online, which I'm totally fine about. I can do that here. I've done it before. But me and Ron were meant to be playing, so we don't know if that gig will happen. We've been told they're still working towards a live festival, but obviously everyone's really worried about it. My fiance Adam has 3 gigs. His band McLean are playing. He's playing with Callum Stewart, who wrote Looking at a Rainbow Through a Dirty Window. You probably know of him. He's deafing with the Paul McKenna band. So yeah, everyone's a little bit anxious just now in the music scene. We're all a little bit worried. Everyone who did have gigs has had them all cancelled. So again, I don't know, we're just a little bit anxious about things. We're hoping this is short term, that Omicron kind of does its thing. We all get boosted and it kind of goes through, and it's just a brief peak. I don't know, maybe, not sure. So yeah, just fingers crossed. And fingers crossed. I mean, our gig at Celtic Connections is the 5th of February, which is a bit off. It's a bit of a way off. But our wedding is also the end of February. Not worried about that yet. They've not put a ban on weddings or anything. Our restrictions just now are really kind of they've kind of brought restrictions back into hospitality. They're really highly kind of saying don't hang out with more than 3 households. And really the message today actually was like, just don't go out unless you have to. Like, prioritize the fact you want to be with your family on Christmas Day. So bring back your contacts, you know, really can minimize your contacts so that you can prioritize what you want to do. So Christmas is the focus. So we're really lying low now. Went out yesterday to get wedding rings. I'm not even wearing my engagement ring, I've just realised actually. So we did that, and I'm going to get my booster with my friend Joy. Our appointment's at the same time. It's our Christmas night out. But that's all I have. I was meant to be going to Aberdeen on Tuesday to see Andy Murray play, you know, the tennis player. But that got cancelled about an hour ago, so no surprise then. That was going to be nice fun, but I totally understand why it had to be cancelled. It wouldn't have been busy anyway, so yeah. Bit of kind of sad times just now a little bit, but you know, looking forward to Christmas. I'm going home to my folks, seeing the family, seeing the kids, and that should be fun. And then fingers crossed over to the Isle of Man for New Year. We'll see how it goes. I hope you're all safe wherever you are. Thank you for supporting this. Again, it's kind of, I don't know, it's been really useful to have it now because of all that's happening. It's really helping kind of replace the income that I would have had from the concert that was cancelled for Storm Arwen, and then this week's one, and then yeah, everything else. I'm sure Christmas will be fine. I'm sure we'll enjoy Christmas. Yeah, I'll see you in the new year. Now, I don't quite know when the next workshop will return. To be honest, it kind of depends a little bit on what's happening with Omicron. I have a bit of travelling to do for the next bit of on the road again, dependent on whether that can happen and whether I decide to shift that. I don't know, just some things to work out. But we will return probably halfway through January. Because I want to kind of have the last one at least before the wedding, because I don't think it would be very good to have it, you know, 3 days after I get married. But yeah, take care, enjoy Christmas, and thank you so much for joining in again with this first part of Harp at Home Series 4. And yeah, I'll see you all in 2022. Have a great Christmas.